Hello everybody. My name is Jean and I'm a co-founder of LiLi. And what we are actually building is an AI assistant who improves your health through advanced health data analytics. And so if we start at the beginning of why we are actually doing what we're doing, is that the data actually supports the facts that there's probably about 25% of us today that's gonna die needlessly from 5 leading causes of death. And while we were really good at setting up the sicker systems in the past, we are still lagging behind of the preventive ones. And when you take a look at the current situation with the users' data, you can see that there was actually no better time to go and tackle that problem and actually change the way people perceive preventive health. And so that's why we started LiLi's, an AI assistant who sits on top of your health data and helps you understand your body through advanced health data analytics. And to give you a better overview, I actually prepared you a quick demo so that you can see how that looks like in practice. And so, what you were able to saw there is that we are currently focusing on the predictive and descriptive analysis of users' data, which means that we are on one side alerting users of potential threats coming up tomorrow. So, for example, you are likely to get less deep sleep than you usually get. And then based on your previous patterns, we then suggest you what actions you can actually take to decrease a chance of that happening. So whenever you had X active minutes, you tend to get lower, higher deep sleep during the night. And we also distribute that in a personal way through our conversational in-app experience. And what's also coming next is that we are gonna be soon launching our expanding to the voice, which means that you're gonna be able to talk to your smartwatch about advanced health data topics like things like how could this meal affect my sleep tonight, or how could this activity affect my stress level, for example. And yeah, so we are still in a public beta available for Fitbit users only. We launched about 5 months ago, and we're already seeing amazing engagement from our early users, which means that there was already 150,000 messages exchanged with LiLi in that period, which also resulted in a great retention rate. We're currently seeing about a 12-week weekly retention rate above 30%. About the founders. So we are two co-founders. Luca, who is a full stack developer, previously worked at some of the best technology companies in the region. And I'm a Techstars London alumni, previously worked as a growth manager and also founded and led some different projects. We also have a team of advisors and mentors behind us, coming from data engineering backgrounds, human research labs, and being ex-founders themselves. That was Jean from LiLi, and we are preventing conditions with the power of health data analytics. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email.
Jean, thank you very much. Great. And just the question that comes to my mind, with such a system, have you experienced any troubles on your way to this AI technology? Like, was it tough for you, like, to make it work actually? And as far as I can see, you already planned for some next steps and to introduce some voice And that sounds, for non-AI person, for non-technical, it sounds like wow. So was it like difficult, or maybe it's so easy for you?
Yeah, but like the biggest challenge that we had and we are having is to actually, you have a bunch of data, but then the question becomes of what you actually, how to transform that data into valuable information for the end users. And yeah, that's something that we've been now learning in the past 5 months since we launched, and we are now seeing sort of a direction that we have to go in terms of what users actually want to get, that's additional, that's advanced, and yeah, that's the main challenge for probably for everyone. So
sure.
Yeah, we're still in that phase of this.
Great. And have you already received mass feedback about your if it helps, really, if it reaches its primary goal?
Yeah. So we have seen the amazing engagement in terms of the conversational experience in app. So that's what's giving us now sort of a confidence in the direction that we have to go in terms of the distribution of that analysis. So that was the early signs that we saw that was really something that users found valuable. And for example, what I mean by that is that you can actually in one sentence you can distribute an advanced stuff like analysis of 2 or 3 parameters in one sentence, which can otherwise have to be discovered by users themselves, and that in the Excel analysis or whatever they use for advanced stuff. Yeah.
Okay, great. I can see 2 questions on the chat. So what is the size of data set? First question.
Yeah, so that actually really depends on the user itself. So someone has the history of data for, I don't know, a month, and another one have for 2 years, because it depends on how long they actually use the smart device, so smartwatch or whatever they're using. So that depends on the specific user itself. And also we are now in the process of actually expanding to Apple Health as well and the other providers, which means that the data sets and the data sources from the collection stuff is going to get bigger, because it's sort of those are the apps that are merging all of the sets together. So yeah, it depends. I can't really.
Sure. And I guess the last question would be how many users you have at the current stage.
Yeah, so we currently have, like I said, we are still in the public beta, which means we are only available for Fitbit users. We have about 1.6K users, so 1,600 for now.
And the question about European Union certificate, certification.
Is this regarding the like for the company or the? So we are incorporated in the Croatia, which is the UI, which which means that it has to follow the European regulation stuff like GDPR and that stuff. If that's. For medical.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are not using the medical app, but medical data, but the health data. So you have health data in terms of the people that collect with their smartwatches or with their phones alone, or rings or whatever smart devices they're using. And for that, you have some predefined protocols that you have to actually have implemented in your architecture, which means like standard API rules that applies essentially in essence. But yeah.
Great, Jen. Thank you very much. It was exciting.
Yeah,
Wish you best of luck with this.
Yeah.